1997. He attended Rutgers University, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in history. He lives in Pompton Plains with his wife Stephanie and their daughter Ava Marie. He's a history teacher at Rutherford High School in Rutherford, New Jersey. Captain Tirri enlisted in the New Jersey Army National Guard on 27 October 1998 at Fort Hamilton, New York. He was commissioned a second lieutenant through the ROTC program at Rutgers in 2004 and was assigned as a scout platoon leader in B Troop 5th Squadron, 117th Cavalry Regiment in West Orange. He deployed as the executive officer, Blackfoot Troop, 1st Squadron, 102nd Cavalry Regiment, in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom in June 2008. On 5 February 2009, while in the theater of operations, he was chosen to assume command of Delta Company 250th Brigade Support Battalion. Captain Tirri was tasked with reorganizing and reinvigorating a unit that was experienced, discipline, and leadership shortfalls that threatened its combat effectiveness. Acting quickly and decisively, then First Lieutenant Tirri was able to lead Dakota Company successfully through the final months of its tour of duty and redeployed to the United States without loss of personnel or equipment. For his actions in theater, Captain Tirri has been awarded the Bronze Star. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor and pleasure. Please welcome Captain Vincent Tirri, New Jersey National Guard.
Distinguished guests, friends and family, fellow veterans. It is an honor for me to speak to you today. This is almost a surreal experience for me, having marched in this parade with the Boy Scouts, with the high school marching band, and now the American Legion. When I was asked to give this speech, I never realized how difficult it might be to put all my thoughts about this day in one speech. I've always held a high regard for servicemen and women, and I've always understood, to a certain extent, why we honor these men and women who have died in our country's defense. Before I continue with my remarks today, I would like to take this moment to say thank you to a group of individuals who have touched me personally. When I stepped off of the airplane last year on Memorial Day returning from Iraq, I was greeted by the Governor of New Jersey, the Adjutant General of the State of New Jersey, along with other elected officials and officers from the New Jersey National Guard. Following these individuals was a group of men and women who served their country from the 1950s through the 1960s and 70s. These men and women received little to no thank you, little to no welcome or homecoming parade. And I would like to take this moment to thank all those men and women who served in the Korean War and the Vietnam War, whose suffering and whose lack of recognition has paved the way for my soldiers to receive the homecoming that they received today. Thank you very much. I deployed to Iraq with about 3,000 other New Jerseyans, and all of us were fortunate enough to come home. For that statistic, I am very grateful. But it is a statistic that reminds me of just what a tremendously sobering day this is. This country is built upon the sacrifices of others. We as a nation have struggled for the past 235 years to make the dreams of our forefathers a reality. We as a nation have sacrificed to preserve our democracy, to save the world from fascism and communism, and we are continuing to struggle and sacrifice to this very day in the face of a new and terrible enemy. We must always remember to keep the memory of those who sacrificed their lives in the forefront of our minds and our hearts. For as long as this nation has existed, young men and women have given their lives for the possibilities and the promises of this thing that we call America. How then can we best honor people who have done what many of us cannot comprehend doing? It is easy for us to unfurl the flag, to place a yellow ribbon on the back of our cars, even to say thank you to veterans. These things are simple, but they do not fully equal the awesome debt that we owe the men and women who gave what Lincoln called the last full measure of devotion. Perhaps then, the best thing that we can do is to take a moment out of our day to sit and silently reflect on what this country means to us and what we would be willing to give for it. Perhaps that when we look around us, at our families and friends, at all the things that we cherish and hold most dear in this world, we can admit that we owe all of that to people who we can never say thank you to. In that moment of silent humility, we can best honor those who have given up their hopes and dreams so that we might pursue ours. In that moment, we can truly honor our fallen heroes. Thank you very much.